Today on Golf Destination, we visit Ireland and the Portmarnock Resort and Jameson Golf Links. This breathtaking property is a must for those of you who visit Ireland. We'll show you it all next. Hello and welcome to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Corman. Recently, our crew traveled to Ireland and stopped by the Portmarnock Resort and Jameson Golf Links. Let's learn more about this amazing property.
So let's start with the location. So we're right on the beach here in the Velvet Strand. So we're 15 minutes, not too much more than that from the international airport. So we have a 131 bedroom resort and Jameson Links. Room types overlooking the sea. We've got a garden view. We've got rooms overlooking the golf course, which people choose what they want. So we can cater for all different guest types. Golfers here for a week. We can cater for a couple just here for a couple of days relaxation. And then we have event type guests, which incorporates weddings, conferences, celebrations. So we can cater for it all, and families, of course, who like to go and mess around on the beach for a few days. So as well as our guest accommodation, we have a few restaurants to speak about. So we have Seaview Brasserie, which is a bistro overlooking the sea. Seafood, steak, nice fish dishes as well. Our second venue is the Jameson House, which is the ancestral home of the Jameson family. So that's our gastro pub, pre and post golf, celebratory round of golf, nice whiskey experience in there. And then we have a couple of other quirky little restaurants. One is the Snug, which is our spike bar, which is pre and post golf again. And then right on the golf course we have JJ's, which is our little stop off, climbing a pint of Guinness halfway through the round, and maybe a few more parts of the round as well. So we have 1780 restaurant, which is on the lower ground floor, which is your full Irish breakfast. And then on top of that we have the spa. So we have 4 treatment rooms in our destination spa just on the low ground floor. So facials, seaweed baths, lots of different types of massage. So cater for all different, whether it's enjoyable experiences or your aches and pains from pre and post golf. So I suppose the ethos here for our guest experience is it's all about the welcome. So when you get out of the car, it's the first impression. So the glass box, the welcome from Brian is you've arrived. So starting with Brian, it's got to be that first face. He's the first and last face that you see, and whether it's carrying bags or you're tired, we've got to take the weight off the shoulders and just make you relax and just decompress. So if you want to learn a little about the Portmarnock Resort and Jameson Golf Experience, visit our website at www.portmarnock.com, and we're on all the social channels as well. So we post all the time, lots of stories, lots of memories, lots of beautiful pictures from the morning and the beach and all the sunset and the golf course pictures. So there's plenty there, and there's plenty of memories to create yourself as well.
Thanks, William. Now PGA Director of Golf Paul McCanney joins us to tell us about the Jameson Golf Links.
Jameson Golf Links came into existence, I suppose, truly 2 years ago when we rebranded, brought the Jameson name back into the property. This is historically the Jameson family home. Originally the course opened in 1995 when IMG developed a golf course here along with a hotel. But the history dates back much further than that. We go back to 1780 when the Jameson family created their distillery here in Dublin, and then a little bit later they moved out to Portmarnock, which was then the countryside, and having been from Scotland originally, they brought golf across the pond to Ireland, and this is one of the first places that golf had ever been played in Ireland along this stretch of peninsula. So here at Jameson Golf Links, we've got a really good mix of golf holes. One of the things we wanted to try and achieve with our renovation project was to provide shot values that we didn't have before. So the par 3s all play slightly different in terms of direction, uphill, downhill, different distances, so they're going to test out your iron play. The par 4s, we've got everything from long and straight par 4s, you've got to hit it quite hard and hit good long shots, to shorter par 4s that you can have a go and hopefully make a birdie. And then the par 5s, really dependent on wind with those, I suppose, because you know, if they're downwind, you're going to have a chance of getting quite close in 2, making a birdie, maybe making an eagle for some of the better players, or for into the wind shots, then you're going to find it hard to make 5. So wind will always play a factor here. So if it's a nice gentle day like today, you know, you can really go at the golf course. But if you get a day where it's a little bit more breezy, then you're going to have fun. So characteristics of par 4s particularly are, you know, our rough. We don't specifically have the rough very, very penal. We've got generous fairway areas, and if you can find the fairway, the good news is that you get a little ground help and it's going to shorten your next shot. But really this golf course is about the approach shots. We've got a lot of raised greens, as I say, revet face bunkers, which are going to gobble up the ball if it's slightly offline. So your iron shots and your wedge play needs to be pretty accurate. I think the important shots here are the approach shots, particularly with links golf. Usually we're going to have quite a lot of wind around the coast, so you keep the ball low, you use lower lofted clubs. The putter is your friend quite a lot of the time. We have a really good short game area here beside the first tee where we are at the moment, and we always suggest to players to come down maybe an hour or so early and practice those short bump and run shots, just to get a feel for how the ball reacts, because it does react very different on links, true links turf, than it does on parkland golf courses. The benefit of a true fescue golf course like we have here at Jameson Golf Links is that the fescue grasses are very fine grasses, so we don't have to treat them as much. They're much easier to look after, use less water. And one of the benefits of that is that they're quite easy to play out of. So when you're in the fescue rough, it's not too hard to play out of. The difficult ones is when you get into the marram, which is the thicker pieces of juicy rough that we have around here. So really, when you get into that, it's just about wedging it back into the fairway. If you get slightly offline and you short side yourself on a links green, because of the undulations, it's going to be very hard to get up and down. So strategy does come into it quite a bit. So I think my favourite hole on the front side here at Jameson Golf Links is hole number 9. It's a short par 3, probably plays 170 at its longest, maybe 130 at its shortest, but it plays with a backdrop of the Irish Sea, and we have the beautiful islands of Lamb Bay and Ireland's Eye here to look out at as well. So on a day like today, there is no better place to be. I think on the back 9 here at Jameson Golf Links, number 12, par 5, part of the renovation a couple of years back was to elevate the green on number 12 to help give you some beautiful views across the vista of the Velvet Strand here, and it's really going to test out your wedge play again. If you can take the green on in 2 for the longer hitters, but it's pretty hard to get close to the pin because of all the undulations that kick off on all sides. But if you're a pretty good wedge player and you can flight one in there, you're going to have a chance of a birdie. So we're really lucky here at Portmarnock Resort. We have a beautiful hotel, beautifully laid out, lots of food and beverage options, and when you walk out from the back door of the hotel, you're straight onto a beautiful links golf course. We also have the Velvet Strand, which is right beside us here. There's a beach which stretches for 5 kilometres right outside our door here as well. So this time of year, when we're in the summertime, you can get out there and have a swim and have a walk around. Water's quite nice actually this time of year, so lots of things again to do around the resort. We're really lucky. We're just 8 miles north of the city here. We're 15 minutes from the airport, so it's really easy to get to. We've got probably some of the best links golf courses you're going to find within a 25-minute car journey, 30-minute car journey of here. So, there's so much availability of good golf here, and then you've got all of the other pieces of interest for people who are maybe non-golfers or want to add pieces to their itinerary. So there's lots of things to do here in Dublin.
Next, we learn about the rich history of the property and the development and maintenance of the course when Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continue.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Duca del Cosma, Italian Golf Evolution. Puka, the original. Club Benchmarking, your partner on the path to data-driven leadership. Sociable, start trending sociably.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman here in the Sociable Studios. The Portmarnock Resort and Jameson Golf Links are both steeped in rich history. Resort Experiences manager Moira Cassidy joins us to tell us more.
Well, the history really began back in the 600s with St. Marnock, who was an old Irish saint. So when the Jameson, the whiskey family, moved here in the 1800s, they built the house and named it after the saint, St. Marnock. And from there we have established really two golf courses, Portmarnock Golf Course and our own Jameson golf links, named after the Jameson whiskey family. And as you play our first hole, you will be able to see the graves of the Jamesons, the John Jameson and also Willie Jameson, who was the last member of the family to live in St. Marnock's as a house. And when it was sold, it immediately became a hotel. So it's been a hotel since 1939 with different owners down through the years. With regards to the golf, the first owners really to develop it were Mark McCormick of IMG and Sir Tony O'Reilly and Brendan Gilmore. So the course and hotel opened in 1995 and became well known and loved in the area as a golf resort and somewhere to come and stay and enjoy the beautiful location that we have here. Well, we've got Ireland's Eye, which is the smaller island, and that was owned by St. Lawrence. So he sold the island in the past three or 4 years. But you can take a ferry out to Ireland's Eye quite easily from Howth. And then we have Lambay, which is a spectacular island. It's the largest privately owned island in Europe. And it has a very rich history. It sort of is mentioned in Greek legend. It's been owned by the church. It's been also owned by the Talbot family of Malahide. So Malahide is the nearest village, and they lived there from the 1100s up to 1970s. It has also been a prison. You can't escape from it. And then the Baring family purchased the island in the 1920s, and it is now a wildlife colony, and you can see wallabies on the island. They were rescued from Dublin Zoo, and now there's about 300 on the island itself. But it's a very magical place to go to, and definitely would recommend. You have to apply to the island to visit it, so it is something that you should plan in advance.
This spectacular property is under the watchful eye of Fintan Brennan, a man who has been around Jameson golf links since the beginning.
The layout of the property, I suppose we're on the east coast of Ireland. We're right adjacent to the dune system. We try to grow fescue grass, which is the natural grass, for the region. I've been here 30 years. I'm link superintendent since '99. What we've tried to do is to maximise the elevations on the site so as you get out and see the water, hear the water, taste the water, and it's been a magnificent turnaround. We maintain mown areas only, as in the outer roofs are just left to be what they are. It's beneficial that way. With the biodiversity is the way it's supposed to be. All the pollinators, bees, moths, butterflies, they're all left alone with all the native plants on site. So it's a unique property that way, that we're probably only maintaining 30 hectares, and the other 60 is left alone. I aim to have sort of 10 and a half feet. Like I say, we mow every day, and every other day we might put in a roll also, but we're sort of aiming for 10 and a half. Once on the links you get over 10 and a half, you're getting into dangerous zone, because the wind at some point in the day is going to blow, and whereas 10 and a half might seem slow, on the links it's far from slow. So the turf is quite firm. The white tees play 6,800 yards. I suppose the most advantageous to hit it on the short grass. We have only one lap of semi-rough, which is maybe at 2 inches. Outside that, you're into stuff that's knee-high. But we try to maintain the knee-high stuff so as you can find your golf ball. So it's not a question of carnage. If you miss the fairway, it's a lost golf ball. It's most important with our rough maintenance that you don't lose golf balls and you enjoy a round of golf here.
Still ahead, we take a look at a string of holes at the Jameson Golf Links that you will not soon forget. When Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman here in the Sociable Studios. Now let's take a look at the Jameson Golf Links, brought to us by executive producer Stephen Icardi.
The Jameson Golf Links at the Portmarnock Resort can only be described as a very special place located in a very special place, Ireland. There are so many great courses in Ireland, and I'm sure there are many more that people seldom know or talk about, and this is most definitely one of them. The land where Jameson Golf Links rests is one of the first places where golf was played in Ireland, making it way ahead of the coming golf boom in the States in the late 19th century. The course at one time had several holes integrated with its next-door neighbor, Portmarnock Golf Club, a course continually ranked in the top 25 in the world. Jameson Golf Links, like all links courses, begs you to be creative and keep the ball low and use what in American football would be called the ground game. The bunkers are plentiful but fair. When I played it over the course of 2 days, the conditions could not have been calmer. Thank you, Lord. Even still, it mustered plenty of challenges. A proverbial string of pearls begins on the par 4-7, a par 4 of 412 yards. The starter, John, includes the hole in his pre-round routine. Why? Because he warns of the hazard that bisects the fairway 30 yards from the putting surface. The approach is to a green that you will seldom see with the backdrop of thick grass. The 8th is a sneaky good hole of risk and reward. John, the starter, told us to aim to the right of the large flagpole in the fairway. I complied and left myself just 20 yards off the green and putted it. The following day, I just missed and was in a hellacious bunker. Risk, reward. The 9th is a short par 3 that if you're having a bad round, lets you stop and stare and remember why you love this game. The par 4 10th is a step back in time, literally with steps leading to the tee. A slight dogleg left, but again with a flagpole to aim at. Only this time be left of it. Bunkers litter the fairway. It is followed by a downhill par 3 with your back to the Irish Sea. It plays up to 150 yards. The green is protected by deep bunkers. I putted when it was kicked 15 yards off the green, and it was the wise play. What a string of golf holes. Hopefully, when you play, the sun is out, because during golden hour, the heather and fairways turn into a muted gold filter that is unlike anything I've ever seen since producing this show since 1995. I don't have to tell you how great this course is. You have just seen it yourself.
Next, we get a proper send-off for our round with the starter John. When Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman here in the Sociable Studios. Now we'll tee it up with the starter John Bowes, who will tell you what to look out for when you play your round at this beautiful resort in Ireland.
Welcome to the Jameson Golf Links. I just want to point out a few things about the course because we've done some redevelopment in the last 18 months. On the first hole, the course itself is only 29 years old. Bernard Langer designed it and Stan Eby was the architect. Now on the first hole we have a water creek. From our green tee boxes in yardage is 250 roughly to get to it. Now everything on the card and on the course is in meters, by the way, so you need a conversion. It's a simple arrangement. I'll explain it to you. Now that creek will cross the course and it'll be in front of the 7th green, and it's about 30 yards in front of that green, so just be conscious when you're playing into the green There's a creek in front of it. You then come to our new holes, the 8. When you stand on the tee box, you look ahead and you see a flagpole. So keep a right side of that pole because the fairway continues straight and a slight dogleg to the green on the right. Then you go to the 9th, which is also a new hole. It's a lovely par 3. The next new hole will be the 12th, 14th, 15th and 17th. So that's generally the information I can give you. Now we have a halfway house after 8 when you're going up towards the 9th green. Take a look back to your right. The halfway house serves whiskey, draft beer, draft Guinness, tea, coffee, sandwiches and even cigars if you need them. Other than that, I'd like you to enjoy the game and take a bag of sand on your way out. If you have a caddy, the caddy will look after you and he'll give everything in yards. Enjoy the game and hope we see you again.
Well, thank you for joining us as we visited the beautiful Portmarnock Resort and Jameson Golf Links in Ireland. Visit our YouTube page at Golf Destination for extended and unique content from today's show. Plus, you'll find great content from our archives. I'm Meredith Gorman. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Duca del Cosma, Italian Golf Evolution. Puka, the original. Club Benchmarking, your partner on the path to data-driven leadership. Sociable, start trending sociably.